Every morning gives you two choices. You can wake up with intention, or you can let the world pull you in every direction. Most people choose the easy path. They hit the snooze button, grab their phone, scroll through the news, and immediately start reacting to problems, messages, and expectations. Before they even get out of bed, their mindset is already decided for them. But mornings are powerful. The first moments of your day shape how you think, how you feel, and how you act. If you don't take control of your thoughts in the morning, you are letting outside forces control your mind. Instead of reacting, you can choose your mindset. You can choose thoughts that give you strength, focus, and confidence. You can choose to start the day with purpose. Your morning is a training ground for discipline. It is a time to ground yourself, calm your mind, and remind yourself of who you want to become. Like a Stoic, you cannot control everything that happens in life, but you can always control how you respond. That power begins the moment you wake up. When you commit to mastering your mornings, you commit to mastering your life. This is about personal growth, mental strength, and living with intention. One morning at a time, you can build discipline, clarity, and control. And over time, those small choices create a life you are proud of. Most people wake up and immediately hand control of their day to the world. They reach for their phones, check emails, scroll through social media, and absorb noise before their mind is even fully awake. Without realizing it, the day takes over, and they never stop to decide who they want to be or how they want to live. This creates a constant feeling of reacting instead of leading, of being pulled through life rather than shaping it. But it doesn't have to be this way. You don't need perfect conditions or extra time to take control. You only need a decision. The morning is your opportunity to reclaim your power. Those first moments after waking up can either feed chaos or build discipline. Instead of reaching for distractions, you can reach for purpose. Small actions done every morning may seem insignificant, but over time they create massive change. Like planting a seed each day, your habits grow stronger with consistency and care. The thoughts you practice in the morning shape the direction of your life. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Each morning gives you a fresh chance to choose thoughts that serve you. Real transformation begins with one simple commitment. Protect the first hour of your day. Use it to build a disciplined routine that strengthens your mind, sharpens your focus, and becomes the foundation for everything else you do. One morning at a time, you take your life back. This is not about perfection or making dramatic changes overnight. It's about showing up, day after day, and respecting the discipline that leads to a strong and focused life. You don't need to change everything at once. You only need to make one decision. The first moments of your day belong to you. When you claim your mornings, you begin to shape more than just your day. You shape your week, your month, and eventually your entire life. Think about how often the day has taken over before you ever had a chance to make a choice. How much time has been spent reacting to emails, social media, and demands that are outside your control. Waking up with purpose changes this. When you nurture even a small habit of discipline in the morning, you build a foundation that supports you through whatever the day brings. Life will still be busy. Challenges will still come. But your mindset will be stronger. Consistency is where the real power lies. You don't need to overhaul your life to see results. Small actions done every day create deep and lasting change. Like strengthening a muscle, each small effort builds on the last. At first, it may feel like nothing is happening. Progress can be slow and quiet, but over time, those small efforts add up. As Epictetus taught, true wealth is not about having more, but about wanting less and knowing what truly matters. The goal is not perfection or some distant achievement. The goal is the daily commitment to the process. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you choose the life you want to live. Every morning gives you a chance to move closer to your goals. Even the smallest step forward builds momentum. This isn't about huge victories or sudden change. Real progress comes from quiet consistency, from doing the right things again and again, even when no one notices. Building discipline takes effort, but it is necessary. The first hour of your day is yours to control. The way you choose to spend that time sets the direction for everything that follows. When you start your morning with intention, the rest of your day begins to fall into place. Small changes may not feel important at first, but when they are practiced daily, they grow into results greater than you expect. Like a tree that spends years growing roots underground before it rises above the surface, your habits are strengthening beneath the surface. Even when you can't see the progress, it is happening. Every action you take in the morning is a decision about the life you want to live. Each time you resist the urge to check your phone or let your mind drift into distraction, you win a small victory. Over time, those small victories add up, building a future supported by discipline, focus, and purpose. The small, silent victories are the ones that shape your life in the long run. Waiting for the perfect day or the perfect conditions only keeps you stuck. Real change comes from consistency. The steady rhythm of your mornings sets the foundation for everything else in your life. Just like a sculptor creates a masterpiece with small, careful movements, you shape your life through consistent and intentional actions. This begins by taking control of your mornings. Start small. Commit to quiet acts of discipline each day. Over time, these habits build a strong mental foundation that helps you handle whatever life brings. You won't be perfect. Some mornings will feel harder than others. But consistency isn't about perfection. It's about commitment. It's about choosing to show up and move forward, no matter how small the step. That choice is where real power lives, and it's the key to building a life with purpose. Before ambition takes over, before your to-do list pulls you into the chaos of the day, start with gratitude. Gratitude is more than a feeling. It's a powerful tool that helps reset your mind. Instead of rushing into noise and stress, you pause and focus on what's already good in your life. Try this. When you wake up, think of 3 specific things you're grateful for. Not vague ideas, but real details. The warmth of your blanket, the quiet of the morning, the light coming through the window. These small moments are easy to miss, but they are what give life meaning. When you focus on them, you train your mind to see the abundance that already exists around you. When you begin your day with gratitude, you are doing more than listing things you're thankful for. You are changing the direction of your thoughts. Most of us wake up and immediately focus on what we need to do, what we don't have, or what's wrong in our lives. Our minds look for problems and gaps. Gratitude interrupts this pattern. By starting your day with gratitude, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. You remind yourself that you are already enough and that, in this moment, you have what you need. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about training your brain to notice what is already working in your life. When you begin the day focused on what's missing, you carry a mindset of scarcity. But when you practice gratitude, you build a mindset of abundance. You start to notice opportunities instead of obstacles. You appreciate small, quiet moments. You become more present in the life you are already living. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on what is good, what is possible, and what you can control. Gratitude is not a temporary feeling. It is a daily practice, and like any practice, it grows stronger the more you use it. Over time, it becomes the way you see the world. It's easy to get caught in the chase for more success, more money, or more recognition. But without gratitude, none of those things bring lasting peace. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you that simply being alive, right now, is enough. You don't need to achieve more to be worthy. You don't need to compare yourself to others to know that your life has value. As Epictetus taught, true wealth is not about having more, but about wanting less. This idea goes beyond material things. It's about understanding that peace and happiness come from within, not from what you lack. When you start your day with gratitude, you begin from a place of contentment and strength. With gratitude as your foundation, you handle life differently. Challenges still come, but you respond with more calm and clarity. You become more resilient. Setbacks feel like lessons, not failures. You stop waiting for life to change before you feel happy. Instead, you realize that happiness is a choice, a perspective you practice each day. And it all begins the moment you wake up. Before the world starts asking things from you, take a moment to pause. Before the noise of the day pulls you in every direction, take a deep breath. Find 3 small things you're grateful for. They don't need to be big or impressive. Simple moments are enough. The sound of birds outside your window, the warmth of your coffee, the comfort of your bed, even the fact that you woke up today. These small moments ground you. They remind you that life is already good and that no matter what happens later, you have what you need right now. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel better. It makes you stronger. It gives you a sense of peace, stability, and purpose. When you begin your day with gratitude, you start from a place of abundance. Words also have great power, more than we often realize. The words you speak to others shape your relationships and actions. But the words you say to yourself are even more important. Think about the first thing you tell yourself when you wake up. Is it kind and encouraging, or is it filled with doubt and criticism? Most people wake up with their minds already racing. Those first thoughts are often negative without us noticing. But those thoughts set the tone for the entire day. In a very real way, you are speaking life into your day, either helping yourself grow or holding yourself back. Imagine starting your morning by choosing your words on purpose. Look at yourself in the mirror and say something simple and true. I am capable. I am learning. I am getting stronger every day. These are not empty wishes. They are reminders of who you are becoming. When you speak these words, your mind begins to align with them. Your focus shifts. Your confidence grows. The day may still bring challenges, but your foundation is stronger. What matters most isn't what happens to you, but how you meet it. And that begins with gratitude, awareness, and the words you choose to speak to yourself. Choosing how you meet challenges doesn't mean pretending they don't exist. It means recognizing that you have the strength, resilience, and confidence to face them. The first words you speak to yourself in the morning matter more than you realize. They either create a strong foundation for your day or plant seeds of doubt that grow as the day goes on. When you speak affirmations, you are doing more than changing how you feel in the moment. You are shaping how you see yourself and how you respond to life. As Carl Jung explained, the problems of life don't disappear. They are not solved once and for all. Instead, we grow beyond them. Life will always bring challenges, but the way you approach those challenges determines the quality of your life. Affirmations don't magically fix your problems. What they do is prepare you to rise above them. They remind you that you are bigger than the obstacles in front of you and capable of handling whatever the day brings. Most people don't realize how often they speak about themselves in limiting ways. Thoughts like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, may seem small, but repeated over time, they become beliefs. And those beliefs shape your actions and choices. The more you say something, the more your mind accepts it as truth. But you can choose different words. Instead of saying, I can't, you can say, I am capable of learning, or I will grow through this challenge. You might not believe these words at first, and that's okay. What matters is consistency. The more you speak life into your day, the more your brain begins to trust those words. This isn't about forcing positivity or ignoring reality. It's about laying the foundation for a stronger mindset. Over time, as you consistently affirm your strength and ability to face challenges, your mind begins to change, and so does the way you live your life. Neuroscience shows us that the brain can change. When we repeat positive affirmations, we strengthen new pathways in the brain. This process is called neuroplasticity. It means your brain can reorganize itself and form new ways of thinking and behaving. Every time you speak positive words into your day, you are helping your mind align with your goals and the person you want to become. When you practice affirmations, you are not waiting for life to change first. You are taking responsibility for your mindset. You are choosing to shape your thoughts instead of letting fear or doubt control them. But affirmations on their own are not enough. Words must be supported by action. If you say, I am confident, but never take a risk or step outside your comfort zone, those words lose their strength. Affirmations are meant to be the foundation, not the final step. Action is what brings those words to life. This practice is about being intentional with your choices throughout the day. It's about showing up for yourself even when it feels uncomfortable. Each small action that matches your words reinforces your belief that you are capable. It's also important to remember that this isn't about being perfect. There will be mornings when confidence feels distant and self-doubt shows up. That's normal. This is where consistency matters most. Even on difficult days, repeating affirmations and taking small actions still makes a difference. Most fear and doubt come from imagined outcomes, not from what actually happens. By speaking life into your day and backing it with action, you slowly reduce that fear. Over time, your mindset becomes stronger, clearer, and more resilient, allowing you to face life with greater confidence and purpose. When you speak life into your day, you change the story you tell yourself. You remind yourself that fear does not define you and that you are capable of facing whatever comes your way. Negative self-talk can easily take over, and we've all experienced moments of doubt and frustration. That's why starting your day with affirmations is so important. It gives you a chance to take control before your mind slips into autopilot. Even a few minutes of positive self-talk in the morning can shape the rest of your day. As this practice becomes a habit, your inner dialogue begins to change. The more you speak encouraging words to yourself, the more natural they feel. Over time, it becomes easier to meet challenges with confidence and calm. The beauty of affirmations is that they are simple, free, and available every day. You don't need to wait until you feel confident or until life feels perfect. You only need to choose to speak words that support you. Look in the mirror and say words that give you strength. Choose the mindset you want to carry with you, and watch how it changes the way you experience your day. The best time to start is now. But mindset alone isn't always enough. You can't always think your way into change. Sometimes the fastest way forward is through action. Your mind and body are deeply connected. When you move your body, you also shift your mental and emotional state. Movement acts like a reset button. This doesn't mean pushing yourself to extremes. It simply means breaking through the feeling of being stuck. Stretch for a few minutes. Take a short walk. Step outside and breathe fresh air. These small actions send a clear message to your body and mind that you are awake, capable, and ready to engage with the day. Many people wait for motivation before they act, but motivation comes after movement, not before. Action creates momentum. Each small movement signals to your nervous system that it's time to show up. This momentum builds into energy, focus, and clarity. Real change doesn't begin with overthinking. It begins with action. When you move your body in the morning, you lay a strong foundation for the rest of your day. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about taking that first step and letting everything else follow. The first stretch, the first deep breath, the moment you start moving in the morning, sends a clear message to your brain. I am in control. It's a simple act, but it can make a big difference in how your day begins. The best part is that morning movement doesn't need to be extraordinary. It doesn't need to be intense, exhausting, or competitive. What matters most is consistency. Even small actions count. Roll your shoulders, walk around the block, or dance to a favorite song in your living room. You don't need to perform perfectly. What matters is waking up your body and activating your potential. As you move, you begin to feel the change. Your body releases endorphins, dopamine flows, and suddenly you feel awake, energized, and ready. This isn't just a physical shift, it's emotional and mental too. The energy you create in the morning carries through your entire day. You feel more alert, focused, and in control. The mental fog fades, and the anxiety that might have held you down earlier starts to disappear. The more you move in the morning, the more your brain starts to expect success. That energy isn't just from the movement itself, it's from the signal you send to yourself. You are telling yourself that you are ready to face the day, that you can handle challenges, and that you are strong and capable. As Carl Jung said, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Your actions, not just your intentions, define who you are. When you move your body in the morning, you are physically showing your intention to rise, to improve, and to engage with life. Each stretch, step, and breath proves to yourself that you are capable, active, and in control. It's easy to forget this simple fact, but your body is the gateway to your mind. You may think your thoughts are where everything begins, but in truth, your body holds the key. Starting your day with movement is one of the most powerful ways to set the tone for the rest of your day. When you start moving in the morning, you awaken both your body and your mind. Movement gets your blood flowing, but it also gets your thoughts flowing. The mental fog that often comes with waking up can't keep up when your body is already active. Moving helps you break through inertia and resistance, letting you step into the day with energy, focus, and purpose. It's important to understand that morning movement is not about punishing yourself for past mistakes or trying to earn your worth. It's not about perfection. Instead, it's about honoring your body for what it is, alive, capable, and full of potential. Moving is a way of being present. It reminds you that you are not just a bystander in your own life. You are an active participant, shaping your day, your week, and your future. You don't need a perfect body, a perfect schedule, or perfect circumstances to start. All you need is to take that first small step. Each movement, no matter how simple, is a signal to your mind and body that you are ready to engage with the day. Movement is more than a physical act. It is also a mental and emotional practice. It creates energy, focus, and clarity that will carry you through the rest of your day. When you begin your day with intention, you create focus and prepare your mind to handle whatever comes your way. Even a small action, like moving your body or taking a few intentional steps, changes your state in a way thinking alone cannot. You don't have to wait for motivation or perfect conditions. You can create it right now with the choices you make in the first moments of the day. Once you do, the rest of your day flows more easily. The world is full of noise. There are distractions everywhere: emails, social media, news, opinions, and endless demands. If you let all of that in first thing, it will shape your thoughts and your day. But before that happens, there is a small, precious window of time when you can choose what to feed your mind. You can decide to read something inspiring, listen to a podcast that challenges your thinking, or journal your thoughts and reflect on your goals. By doing this, you take control of your mental landscape instead of letting the world dictate it. When you start your day this way, you ground yourself in clarity, purpose, and wisdom. You create a mental shield that protects you from distraction and anxiety. As Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." To achieve that, you must first choose what shapes your mind, beliefs, and actions. If you don't feed your mind with purpose, the constant noise will take over, and you'll drift through your day without direction. Think of your mind as a garden. Whatever you plant in the morning grows throughout the day. If you begin by planting seeds of inspiration, wisdom, and positivity, your thoughts, actions, and energy will reflect that. But if you start by letting distractions and chaos in, you plant seeds of anxiety, confusion, and stress. The way you begin your day determines the quality of the rest of it. By intentionally feeding your mind, you take ownership of your focus, energy, and purpose. Think of your mind as a garden. If you allow distractions, social media, news, and noise to take over first thing in the morning, your garden becomes overrun with weeds. When this happens, it's harder to focus, be productive, or stay on track. The small choices you make in the quiet moments of the morning determine what kind of mental garden you will grow. By choosing to feed your mind with purpose instead of noise, you nurture the growth of ideas, actions, and goals that match the person you truly want to become. This doesn't need to be complicated or take a lot of time. You could read a page from a book that inspires you, listen to a motivational podcast while walking, or spend 10 minutes reflecting on your goals in a journal. The important thing is that you are intentionally giving your mind something that builds it up rather than just filling it with random distractions. When you take this time in the morning, you set the tone for the entire day. You create a foundation of clarity, focus, and purpose that helps you handle whatever distractions or challenges come your way. It's like sharpening a tool before you use it. If you don't sharpen your mind first, it's harder to complete tasks effectively. But when you begin your day with intention, you give yourself the mental clarity and focus to move through your day with confidence and precision. The world is loud and full of constant distractions, but by taking control of the first moments of your morning, you decide what energy and focus you carry forward. Those small morning choices determine whether your mental garden flourishes or becomes overrun with weeds. Every day, the world is full of noise, opinions, and demands. It constantly tries to grab your attention and pull you in many directions. But your mind doesn't have to reflect that noise. You have the power to choose what you allow in. Every morning gives you a new chance to take control of your mental environment. You can decide to start your day by reading a chapter from a book that inspires or challenges you, taking a few minutes to journal your thoughts, or doing another activity that feeds your mind with what truly matters. By practicing this consistently, you will notice that the noise of the world doesn't affect you as much. You begin to filter out distractions and focus on what's important. This isn't about shutting the world out completely. It's about setting the tone for your day and grounding yourself in what matters before external demands take over. It strengthens your mental resilience so that when challenges and distractions appear, you are better equipped to handle them. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to forget that you control your thoughts. By feeding your mind with purpose each morning, you remind yourself that you decide what is important. You reclaim your power and take care of your mental well-being. The world will always demand your attention, energy, and focus, but by starting your day intentionally, you give back to yourself. You fill your mind with clarity, strength, and focus, creating the resources you need to stay balanced and resilient throughout the day. Just as a plant needs the right nutrients to grow and thrive, your mind needs the right input to perform at its best. You wouldn't expect a garden to flourish if it were overrun with weeds and distractions. Your mind works in the same way. To think clearly, act intentionally, and face challenges effectively, you need to feed it with purposeful input. This doesn't have to be a long or complicated morning ritual. Even a few minutes can make a big difference. You could spend 5 minutes reading something inspiring, listening to a podcast that changes your perspective, or reflecting on a positive thought. The key is consistency. The more you practice feeding your mind with intention, the easier it becomes to maintain focus, clarity, and calm throughout the day. If you make this a habit, you will start to notice a change. Your thoughts will be sharper, your actions more deliberate, and your mind more peaceful. When challenges arise, you'll be better equipped to handle them because you've already prepared your mind with clarity, purpose, and wisdom before the day's distractions take hold. Every morning, take a moment to feed your mind with something meaningful. Make it a priority even if you start small. The effects of this practice will ripple through your day, your week, and your life. Just like a garden, your mind grows what you plant. The better the input you give it today, the stronger, clearer, and more resilient it will become tomorrow. This is your mental garden. Choose carefully what you plant, because it will shape your future. Visualization is not just about imagining your goals or dreaming about a successful future. It's deeper than that. True visualization is about seeing the person you need to become to achieve those goals. Many of us focus too much on the end result, on winning, on success, or on the rewards. But real growth comes from becoming the person who can reach those things. You need to picture yourself acting, thinking, and making choices like someone who has already achieved your goals. Imagine yourself staying calm under pressure, handling obstacles with confidence, and making good decisions. When you do this, your brain responds as if it were real. Visualization creates the same neural pathways in your brain that actual experience does. It's like mentally rehearsing your success. Over time, these mental practices turn into habits, and the actions you visualize become easier to perform in real life. Visualization isn't a magic trick. It's training your mind to behave the way your future successful self would behave. Doing this every day helps you gradually step into that role, making small, consistent changes in your thoughts and actions. Visualization alone isn't enough, but it lays the foundation. Alongside it, taking a few minutes of silence in the morning is incredibly valuable. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, social media, work demands, opinions, and endless distractions. If we don't pause, our minds become scattered, stressed, and overwhelmed. Sitting quietly, even for 5 minutes, allows you to reconnect with yourself. It gives you the space to hear your own thoughts, reflect on your intentions, and prepare for the day ahead. This silence is not about escaping reality. It's about grounding yourself. It helps you focus on what is real and important instead of letting constant distractions control your mind. In these quiet moments, you gain clarity, calm, and perspective. You can plan your actions, prioritize what matters, and strengthen your mental resilience. Even short periods of stillness can make a big difference in your day. When you combine visualization and morning silence, you create a strong mental foundation. Visualization trains your mind to act like your future self, while silence helps you reconnect with your core and clear the mental clutter. Together, they prepare you to face challenges with confidence, make better decisions, and take purposeful actions. By practicing these daily, you align your inner self with your outer reality and set yourself up for success. These practices are simple but powerful. They remind you that your future self already exists inside you. All you need to do is bring that person to life through mental practice and quiet reflection. Silence is a powerful tool that allows us to step back and see life more clearly. It gives us the space to pause, reflect, and reconnect with ourselves, even before the world's distractions take over. When we make room for silence, we can remember our values, our goals, and what really matters to us. It's easy to think that sitting quietly will feel uncomfortable or that it's a waste of time. Our minds are used to constant motion, always thinking, planning, and reacting. But true mental rest comes from stillness. Just like your body needs rest to recover and grow stronger, your mind needs quiet to refresh and sharpen itself. During moments of silence, you may notice things you usually overlook. Your thoughts become clearer, your mind sharper, and you can better understand your emotions, your goals, and yourself. In quiet, you may even find answers to questions that have been lingering in your mind. Instead of avoiding stillness, you start to appreciate it, knowing that this is where clarity comes from. Practicing silence doesn't have to be complicated or take a long time. It could be as simple as sitting quietly for a few minutes, taking deep breaths, or going for a walk in nature without distractions. The goal isn't to force your mind to be blank. It's to allow your thoughts to settle and give yourself permission to just be present. You're pausing, not rushing to the next task, and letting your mind reset. The benefits of this practice go far beyond the few minutes of quiet. Over time, regular silence can help you stay calm, focused, and clear-headed throughout your day. In a world full of noise, it's a way to reclaim your peace and your mental power. Silence gives you control over what enters your mind and what doesn't. It's a place to reconnect with yourself and gather strength to face challenges. As Blaise Pascal said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. In stillness, you confront what truly matters and find that the answers you need are already within you. So tomorrow morning, before the world's noise takes over, take a few minutes for silence. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and let clarity unfold. Even though the world is loud, in silence, you find your strength. Reconnect with your true self, and prepare to face the day with purpose. Making space for silence every day helps you rise with calm, focus, and mental power.